my darling wife saying, "Are you muted?" I was like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Yeah." And then she went, "Don't you dare show the mess."
Oh, yeah. Oh, like, you mean the flowers in the background in the mirror? Yeah, man.
Yeah, the mirror. No, the thing is, my brother and his girlfriend have come down, so they stayed over this weekend because we had my 4-year-old's birthday party.
Nice.
Yeah, it came over, and obviously you can imagine the spare room / office is
it's a bit of
a tip because a bit of a storage room at the minute with everybody putting their bags and coats and hanging jackets and tops and etc. So anyway, and plus they're ready to leave tomorrow, so it's a bit of a tip. But how have you been, man?
I've been all right. Just cracking on with the day, really. That's pretty much it. I've got no interesting stories to tell you.
Nothing today.
No, I'll tell you what. Before we do actually, obviously, talk about football and stuff. No. I did watch. Did you ever watch any of the Equalizers with Denzel?
Yeah, 1 and 2. I've not seen the latest one when he's in Italy.
I've just watched the latest one, right? And I was super excited to watch it. And I'll tell you right now, it was like the killings, the method of killing was it was good. It was unique. It was something different, right? But honestly, I was watching the film, and then by the end of it, I was like, wait, did that just finish? What happened? Nothing. This guy never ever gets hurt. Like I just want a bit of hurt. That's all I want. I want a bit of realism. Okay, do you know what I mean? When someone shoots a gun at him, I want him to hit, to get hit by a bullet. So
Isn't it hilarious? Like when you watch all the villains, when they do target practice, they get bullseye each time. But as soon as they have to shoot the good guy, they're like, pew, pew. You're like, what? That's a Kevin Hart.
Draw an outline around him. Do you know what I mean?
Good. In case the listeners are going, what kind of gun does he have?
It's like Kevin Hart gun. Pew, pew. You know what I mean?
Pew, pew. Everybody gonna die.
No, honestly, like it was enjoyable. There was a couple of moments where I sort of like, when you watch a movie and you sort of think, oh man, that guy's gonna get it. Do you know what I mean? Like the satisfying killing, which kind of was, but then it just ended, and I thought, oh, really? That's not really that satisfying, even though it seemed it, but it just isn't. And anyway, that's pretty much the most exciting thing that's happened this weekend, to be honest.
The only thing I've seen is where he does the fight scene at the restaurant, and I assume he's the mafia leader, the young bald guy, or like really short hair, and he gets his wrist in this funny position. He's like, I'm pressing on the median nerve, tell you guys to sit down, etc., etc.
It's right here on the thumb. In between. Yeah. I was like, that was satisfying.
Straight in, and you're like, oh, okay, that's the only thing. And again, I've only seen that on the social media, like 5-minute clip or something, but I haven't watched it all.
It was satisfying for sure, but that's pretty much where that's it. It's like, oh, fucking hell, all right, just like number 1 and number 2, really. This guy just walks around, kills people, and that's the end of that. He's almost like a Steven Seagal, isn't he? Yeah, he's like with the Aikido and shit with the hands. It's like, why is it always with the hands? But that's pretty. I'll be honest, right? That's pretty much it. And, yeah. What about yourself?
We try to watch Oppenheimer, and I say try because it's a 3-hour-long movie.
It's a 3-hour movie, yeah.
And we made the mistake of starting it yesterday around 10 o'clock.
Oh, come on, bro.
I know. We will. Majority of the time we were preparing for the party today, so as you can imagine, lots of like balloon blowing, etc.
Yeah.
And blowing and tying, obviously we've got a blower for the machine that you just kind of press it down, it blows the balloon, and it's the tying afterwards that takes the piss. So if anyone's out there who's got a
machine that ties,
just like kind of like balloons tied or glued together to keep the air in the balloon, bro, I'm there for the next birthday.
Like a laminator sort of thing.
Like a laminator, maybe like something like a sellotape, where you just pull the sellotape and they kind of take it off the crocodile teeth. When you're doing wrapping paper, so you stick the sellotape in something like that. Good. I'm thinking of something where you just put it straight in. I think what it is actually, something like that does exist, but butchers use it a lot, where they roll it around and then the self-adhesive sticker kind of sticks to itself. Anyway, so we started Oppenheimer. And we didn't finish. We got 40 minutes into it, and we're like, actually, we're quite tired now, so should we just pick it up tonight? And tonight we watched football. We were excited with football. Now we're doing a podcast. I'll probably start it again at 10 o'clock.
Yeah, started at 10 o'clock.
It's a school night. It's a school night tonight. We can't work tomorrow, so we can't do that.
It's definitely a work night for sure. I watched that with my wife at the cinema, and obviously we were fully prepared that it was going to be a 10-hour movie. No, it's going to be a 3-hour movie. We went about 7:30 because we thought, right, we'll go to the late, if you will. Do you know what I mean? So anytime after 6.
Early evening.
Evening, yeah. So we went about 7 o'clock. Film started about 7:30, and obviously we didn't get out till about 11:15 or something like that, or 11 o'clock or something. But I'll be honest, right? I really enjoyed it. It was unnecessarily long. Like, you know what I mean?
Right,
there was no reason for it to be that long. But if you're interested in that sort of side of history, with the atomic bomb and the H bomb and stuff, it's well worth the watch.
We've enjoyed it so far. We've enjoyed it. These 40 minutes, and I've enjoyed the fact that it's kind of present time. Then it goes present time where they're getting interviewed, and then future, definitely not future, but past and so on, and bringing it back and forth, present and past. And I think it's a good mix. So yeah, I'm not going to start it again. I'll probably start it again at a much later date where I watch the full 3 hours from beginning to end. But I think we'll pick up the 40 minutes where I left it off. But no, I've enjoyed it so far. So good.
I was going to say I liked it as well, to be fair. But it's one of those things, and it's a historical movie. It's like you know what's going to happen, but it's just interesting to see the interactions between the nations and how it actually led to that. So yeah, it was good. It was good, but that's a long ass movie, man. Honestly, just thinking about it now, I'm like, fucking hell. I'm not even watching it, and I'm just like,
as well, isn't it? The cast are pretty good on that. Like Robert Downey, obviously. The guy for Peaky Blinders. That was my attempt at doing a Bromley accent. I do apologise. That was awful. Killian, is it Cillian Murphy? Cillian Murphy?
I think
it's pronounced Cillian or Killian?
I'm sorry. I've always said Cillian, but again, I'm pretty sure because he's Irish, I think it is Cillian. Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy.
And obviously Robert Downey Jr.
Robert Downey,
It was good.
I'm expecting Robbie Downey when he's being interviewed, by the way. Slight spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't watched it in the first 5 minutes when he's getting interviewed by Congress.
Yeah.
I'm just expecting get his wallet out, turn it into this mini iPad, take over the TVs like it does an Iron Man, and I'm like,
goddamn.
Wrong movie, bro, wrong movie.
Goddamn.
I'm just expecting.
It's not Jon Favreau. Jon Favreau didn't direct this.
My property.
Yeah, Jon Favreau did not direct this movie, all right? So there's not going to be no pop-up TVs.
I am Iron Man.
Way back when? No, I think that would have been his dad. Do you know what? That's the prequel. That's a prequel.
Yeah, that's a prequel.
That's the prequel right there. There you go. Right. So for people, spoiler alert: Iron Man and Oppenheimer. It's actually the same movie. It's just the prequel of it. It's just a prequel of Iron Man, really. But yeah, we've been watching Lost. We're on season 5 right now, and that's sort of been
Lost again. You did Lost a couple of months ago, like all by yourself. You said you started watching Lost a long time ago. You started again.
No, me and my wife, we started watching Lost maybe a couple of months ago, but because, she has this thing where, 10 o'clock comes and by 10:30 she's asleep, and I'm like, well, I'm halfway through an episode, like I have to pause this now and I have to wait until, she's ready for the next day. It's like, oh, you're killing me.
Don't you just hate that when that happens? Do you know what? I go on. I'm like, we said we're going to watch it. We agree at the beginning of the episode, should we do one more? You know how tired you are. I cannot communicate for you, nor can I make the decision for you, because I am not a misogynistic male. I give you the option to do that. Are you tired or are you not tired?
Yeah.
No, one more episode, one more. All right, 10 minutes in. Okay, she doesn't snore, my wife, but you know what I mean? I'm trying to act it for the listeners, because you can see my eyes closed, but the listeners can't see my eyes closed. And I'm like, nah, fuck it, I'm watching it.
Yeah,
I've full episode. And then I get the guilt trip. Did you watch it without me? No, I watched it with you. You just had your eyes closed. You were there.
I didn't know you had your eyes closed. You know what I mean? I'm watching it. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued.
Who's got time to look at you? I asked you a couple of questions. You didn't answer. I thought you agreed.
Yeah. I thought it was like, yeah. But again, that's a half asleep, and then you kind of have to be a bit more vigilant and look at them. It's like, all right, so you've got your eyes closed, so screw it. I think I went after I started season 4. I just carried on, like whatever episode was next. We watched it full one, happy days, and then it's like, oh, one more. I'm like, yeah, I'm excited. Let's do it. Shit, I'm excited. 10 minutes in, just like you said, she's asleep, and I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm just going to carry on, and I don't give a shit. And the next day, she's like, oh, so what happened? Nah. Like you catch up in your own time. You know what I mean? This is not Virgin Media VOD right here. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no video on demand. I'm not going to
TV this.
Yeah, I'm not doing this.
Do I look like a review to you? Do I look like I'm about to write a review? No.
If I was, honestly, I'd work for IMDb or something. But like, no, and oh my god. But the worst for me, the worst for me, genuinely. I don't know if your wife's the same. I don't know if this is women are the same. I don't know. But like, why my wife, she will watch something brand new, and then she'll just read about it whilst we're watching the movie. Do you know what I mean? She'll read about it, like the end, and then she'll proceed to tell me, and I'm like, wait, were you supposed to read that to me? Are we not watching the movie? Like, we watched 13 Hours the other day with John Krasinski. I think I've mentioned this to you. I watched that.
Mentioned, but I know the movie. Yeah,
great movie. I loved it. I watched it like literally about 3 times because I just think it's very, very good, right? And we sat down when my sister was here. We started watching it. You know, she was happy to watch it, my sister, and then my wife was like, "Yeah, cool, we'll watch it." 10 minutes, 15 minutes in, she's reading it to me. She's like, "Oh, this guy's not real. This has happened." And I'm like, "I know, but my sister doesn't know. So why are you spoiling it?" Look, I can't.
No, that's you, bro. That's not me. Maybe you and a couple of other listeners, but no, that's not me. My wife doesn't do that. Usually I get the usual Jason Manford ones. Who's he? What's he in now? What do you think's going to happen? I don't know. I'm watching the same film as you. Like, especially when it's a new film. I love the idea of like, what's going to happen? My pet hate, to be honest with you, is when people start talking in the movies, like especially when there's a scene you must pay attention. Not an action scene. If there's stuff happening in terms of you've got to follow the conversation, follow the dialogue, so you know what happens later or before.
Plot points. It's plot points. Yeah,
that's the word, plot points. And they're like, "Yeah, no. So do you see? Is that the way it happens? Didn't imagine if that happened in real life?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Oh, yeah. Oh, I forget. Okay, you just want to watch it. That's the idea of watching a movie. I just want to watch it. We can talk about it after. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it
as we're in the cinema, isn't it? Like, you know, in the cinema, we're not going to have a conversation about it. So treat it the same thing. Once the lights go down and the movie's on, that's it. I do not exist for.
Do you want me? I think what I might start doing is start charging her when she says, "Can we have a movie night?" I'll be like, "Yes, that'll be £13.95, please."
For every pause, by the way. Yeah, every time you have to pause, just to be like, "Stop it."
I'll turn around and go, "Shh, stop talking."
Yeah. Can we make a sign where it's just literally the side of my head like that? Do you know what I mean? Just going like this, pointing at it, like, shit. It's crazy. It really is.
Picture of yourself and print on A4 paper.
Look at my face. No. But yeah, that's pretty much sort of, you know, in terms of TV, I was watching some Lockerbie. I don't know if you know the story of Lockerbie, the plane that crashed in Scotland in '88. It's we went revisited.
I don't know the full story now.
I'm not gonna bore anyone with that. Go read your own thing, people listening. But like we went to Lockerbie maybe a couple of years ago because we're coming back from Glasgow, and obviously we passed Lockerbie, and I was like, "Ooh, let's go," because for some reason I've got a morbid fascination of, you know, crashes and whatnot. Anyways, right? So we went there.
And see a psychologist.
Weird, I know, right? I know. True crime is one of my passions. Not to commit it, to listen, by the way, just so we're clear.
Martin didn't know that. Your last episode, Martin did not know that.
Did not know that. Don't listen to this episode, Martin, please. So honestly, I started watching that, which was again just fascinating to me. But that's pretty much it. Anyway, look, let's talk about football, man, because you know we've been 15 minutes in and we have not mentioned anything about football. So let's just.
Wow, what a weekend away.
It was a great weekend.
You played first, so go on. You go first because you're top of the league as well. So go on. Go on. Be smug about it.
I'm going to be smug. I don't need to be smug.
Say it with your chest.
My face is smug enough. My face is smug enough. All right. I'm not gonna like, you know, put that out there. But I think.
Why bring your chest to the camera? I was joking when I said say it with your chest.
Yeah, maybe you should shave my chest. Anyway, moving on from that. But I think we should probably just have a quick chat about the most recent game tonight, which was obviously City versus Tottenham. I don't know if you watched it, any of it.
I watched bits of it. I watched it when it was actually I'm blind up. I caught snips, absolute snips. Yeah. I saw Kulusevski's goal. That's the only one I saw.
I caught it 9 minutes. Was it 13 minutes in? So it was already 1-1. And obviously I didn't know what happened, but obviously Son scored and then he scored for City as well. So at that point, you know, Tottenham actually scored 2 goals, but they were still losing, which is incredible. I don't know what happened. there.
No, to be fair, Spurs I don't know, you know, like for this time, as much as I don't like Spurs, like I feel like they did all right. They did all right against a weakened Spurs team, did all right against a City full strength, providing De Bruyne wasn't playing. That's the only player that was missing. Yeah. And they were good. The only player that was missing, honestly, De Bruyne was the only one. Haaland, I caught the bit with the handbags at the end between Haaland and I think Lo Celso or something. When they finished, Haaland took his hair off, blah, blah, blah.
I think that was more to the ref, to be honest with you.
In a way, though, we'll talk about that decision quickly, but actually we'll just talk about it now because it's an important.
Yeah, just talk about it. Yeah, let's do it.
For me, it's like, I'm glad he didn't give it. It looked really, really weak. Really, really weak. Just a hand on the shoulder. It reminded me of that Suarez dive against PSG where Barca won 6-1, where it was just like a touch on the shoulder and he just went, the whole sniper in the back threw me 20 yards forward. And it just, I didn't like that at all. No, I just felt like he was and I didn't like the fact that he went down so easy. And I get Haaland acting up, this is bullshit, and this all the language he was saying is fucking shite, because you can lip read. He made sure everybody lip read throughout the stadium and at home. But now, for me, I think it was the right decision.
No, it was. I agree. No, there was. I don't think that's not the bit I'm talking about. Like the penalty, by the way, that was definitely not a penalty. Let's just move away from that. Any City fans listening by chance, that was not a penalty. Just stop it. But for me, the sort of bad decision was when it was 3-3 and Haaland went on the counter attack. He got taken down, but he still managed to pass the ball to Grealish, and Grealish was literally onside. He was going to be through on goal, like he was going to be through. And the ref left it for like 5 seconds and then pulled it back after Grealish got the ball. And I was like, wait, nah. So, obviously, I wanted the draw as an Arsenal fan. I definitely wanted the draw. I didn't care. But the fact that, it sort of happened like that, where I was like, they had a chance to maybe win that game. I'm glad they didn't, just so I can preface this. But I just don't feel like it was the right decision. Why would the ref pull it back? Because he let play on. Haaland was on the floor. He didn't even argue for the free kick or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? He just sort of put his arms up, and then he realized that Grealish had the ball, stood up, you know what I mean, ready to go. Grealish took the ball onside, ready to go on goal, and then that was it. It was just it, and then the ref pulled it back. And I was sat there thinking, wait, this surely this is cheating, right? Like this is this is not a right call. But maybe it's just me on that one. Maybe it's just the way I looked at it. But I definitely...
I saw I didn't see the full incident with Grealish, but I saw all the players going around the referee. Why did you pause it? Or not pause it, sorry. Why did you pull it back? Why did you pull it back?
Yeah.
But at first I thought it might have been because he was offside. But again, I didn't see it, so I don't know if he was offside or not. But you're telling me he wasn't offside. So
he was not offside.
Kind of begs the question of why did you pull it back? Yeah. You played the advantage. That was clearly the advantage. Yeah. For what reason did you pull it back?
I don't think. I mean, even on the replay, after the ref pulled it back, we saw the replay. Nothing. The linesman didn't put a flag up. Nothing. And Grealish was actually onside. There was no reason for him to pull it back. But there was that other call as well in the box where. Oh, was it this match? No, I don't think it was the City match. It was I think I can't remember which match it was, but there was another call. So just talking about the poor decisions from the ref, there was a call for a penalty or something, but instead of obviously it wasn't a penalty, but it should have been a corner. I think it was a City match.
That was the Chelsea match. Smacked Colwill on the face.
That's right.
That's what I was going to bring up. That's should have gone to a corner, but the referee played drop ball for the keeper, and the keeper picked it up, which I didn't understand that neither. No. I didn't. At first, it paused and it said decision penalty on VAR. I don't know if you watched it while we're on this game. And it just went on, and the Brighton players, rightly so, they've got only one game down. One goal down. Try it. Put pressure on the referee, and they did. And then I was thinking with VAR, I could visually see from where I am sat, thinking like that has smacked him in the face. Yeah. They were like, and the commentator was like, they recommend he goes to the monitor. I was like, what fucking for? Like you can see it smacks him on the face. It doesn't hit his hand first.
Sweat came off his face.
It hits him in his face, and then they zoom in. Fair enough, it misses his arm by an inch, but it misses a miss. It doesn't matter how much you miss by.
He got smacked in the face.
He got smacked in the face. And then, okay, I get the decision why not a corner. But a part of me thought, like, fuck you, bro. Like, that's what you get for all of you surrounding the referee when you clearly knew. I think he was not Trossard. What's his name? Because he's at your Groves, is it? The captain? Pascal Groves. He was the captain today, wasn't he, for Brighton? Yeah. He was quite close to Colwill. He could see what was happening. He went to the referee, ref that hit him on the face, on the arm. Like, and I was like, fuck it. But for me, as a Chelsea fan, obviously the decision is wrong to give the corner. But we really needed that W today. So
yeah,
but we'll talk when we get to it.
I agree with you. I'm just obviously just talking about bad decisions from the refs. I mean, those are just two that popped up, but it needs to. You know what? Let's not talk about refs
because every week, isn't it?
Yeah, because again, it's just going to be we should have like a dedicated podcast of just talking about bad decisions. But so that was one that really annoyed me, to be fair. Because okay, fair enough, clearly not a penalty, but you should give the corner, not a drop ball.
Yeah. Anyways, the game as it was. I didn't understand why it was a drop ball. I don't even know. Even as a guy who plays football and watches football, I still don't know what merit to be a drop ball. No. I genuinely don't know, because there was no contest. The ball was for Brighton. It was clear as daylight. Yeah. Brighton's corner. If it's not a handball, it's a Brighton corner. But
Brighton corner, yeah.
Maybe referee thought, fuck it. Right. You guys are pressuring me like this. I'm not going to give you nothing.
Yeah, I think he managed to piss him off for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
But so the City Tottenham, obviously 3-3 in the end. They weren't happy. I think Lo Celso. I'm not sure why. Haaland and Lo Celso had that little spat, but obviously Lo Celso scored he scored the equaliser, didn't he?
I think because I watched this bit because I was like, let's see if there's handbags, and there were, because Haaland was storming off the pitch, and I think Lo Celso was just coming back from the bench or walking from the bench to the centre of the pitch like they do, shake hands, good game, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, Haaland gave him that hard boy, schoolboy, locker room sort of like nudge as he walks by. Now, fair enough, the nudge may not have been, I exaggerated the nudge on camera for you to see, but it felt like there was that colliding of shoulders as one was walking one way and the other was coming towards you. A brush, but a bit more than a brush. And then I think he turned around and said something, Lo Celso, and then Haaland turned around saying, the usual stuff, what are you going to do? And I hate when players do that, like, what are you going to do? There's nothing I can do because we're footballers. Like, if we're going to have a fight, let's have a fight afterwards when the cameras go. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Or they should do what they do in ice hockey, where the guys are like, oh, what's he going to do? Gloves are off. Let's
go, bro.
You act like big bollocks. I'll treat you like a big bollocks. Let's
Instead
go.
of gloves off, for Haaland, it's hair down.
Haaland's probably. Well, he did have his hair down while he was storming off.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he was about to take off with that hair. By the way, do you know what I mean?
He was frustrated. He was frustrated. He was looking to take it out on somebody, because then even Pep tried to calm it down. But Pep tried to blame Lo Celso, say like, "Oh, what are you doing? Stop that, etc." But again, there was a frustration for City at the fact that once again they can't seem to beat Spurs comfortably anyway.
There you go. I mean, our prediction was 4-1, and we were so far away from that. It was shocking. But then again, the thing is, we discussed it even before the prediction. We discussed it because we thought, Spurs always do something against City. But again, we went against our better judgment. We went with a 4-1 City because of team comparison. And to be fair, when you're saying a weakened Spurs, let's face it, they only had Maddison missing. Like, they had a full team out there.
No, the defenders. The Romero, obviously. What's the other guy? Van der something. No, but come on, be fair. That is their best team. And the guy who plays left back, the Italian guy, the black guy, Udogi, who's unbelievable for them before he got his sending off against Chelsea. So that is their solid back four. Ben White.
Udogi played though.
He did, but I think he was played out of position. So Udogi, Romero played. Romero didn't play, did he?
No, Romero didn't play. Or at least I didn't. Or at least I didn't see him anyway. So do you know what? Let me have a look at
their starting lineup. Yeah, that'll be interesting to know. Because obviously, at first I was like, following a bit of Spurs, going like, oh fucking hell, they're doing all right, and then all of a sudden.
Yeah, so
actually, I've got the lineup here.
Yeah, so the back line is Udogi left, Davies, Emerson centre, and then Porro on the right. So, I mean, Ben Davies. Fair enough. Yeah, that's
obviously Gale as well. Number 11, Gale playing against Kyle Walker. Like, come on, be serious. Maybe Brendan Johnson could have played there if Maddison was about. And the two defenders gave him a real solid base at the back for Spurs, and it showed when they went so many games unbeaten. And then the injury and the red card, they've just got that. Basuma had a weak game as well. Again, from what I saw, bits of it.
He did. It was quite weak,
But I was happy Son got on the score sheet because of my FPL, but he got on the score sheet twice.
Did you lose points for that? Yeah, did you lose points for that?
2 points. I think he got 5 points because he was playing, and then it kind of took it down to 5 plus 1 for starting was 6 minus 2. Because as a striker, you only get 4 points for scoring, I think it was. Or something. I don't know. I know I've smashed as well. Yeah,
you ended that on 89 points, by the way. 89 points, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, just looking at that, I think I ended on 57, so I was second to you. But, I took Son out, so I should have put Colwill on. And usually I have Colwill in my team, but, apparently I took him off for Anderson.
My midfield alone got me 44 points.
Yeah, you had a cracking Son, Gordon, Enzo, and Salah. Yeah, absolutely cracking score, by the way. So I think you're definitely going to overtake the top two. And I'm just at dead last right now. And
you don't care. As long as your team wins the Premier League.
Hey, my team is winning.
I don't want to say it again because I've said it so many times, but I just look at this and be like, for fuck's sake, why did I go on holiday?
No, I think obviously, like I said, you made the right decision for the team. But
team-wise, I was quite surprised while we were in FPL, by the way, and obviously it'd be a nice segue into Liverpool game against Fulham. I was surprised he got me some points today. Raul Jimenez, well, he got me 2. I thought he got me 4 because he had an assist, but it looks like he probably got a yellow card and got points taken off. No, just 2 minutes.
Because you cussed him out, like you were like, oh, he hasn't done now on the last part, and why do I have him in? And
he's done absolutely nothing for me. Like he only gets me game points like 1 or 2 for finishing 90 minutes off or coming on and playing or featuring or some bullshit like that. He's literally out of all of my players. He's my weakest link.
Yeah.
And he's
well, I mean, there you go. He at least got his points.
I watched a couple of times just to see why is he so bad. And in a sense, I don't think it's his fault. I think they don't play to his strengths. They do not seem to play to his strength. They don't seem to want to use his height. They don't seem to want to use his strength and kind of play ball to feed. So he's just feeding on scraps. Because for Wolves, he wasn't this bad, was he? He was scoring every other
he was really good. He was really good for Wolves, to be fair. And like you said, he's that type of player who sort of backs the goal, if you will, holding up play. But yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I genuinely thought that game was going to end as a draw, but then these guys came back at the end and did it, and they actually managed to finish it. But the thing is with the Liverpool game, or Liverpool in general, obviously their defense is not as solid as it's been before. It's clearly to concede 3 goals to Fulham is it can't be good. It can't be good going forward.
No, it can't. I didn't watch it neither, by the way. Because
I didn't watch. I was watching Chelsea match.
Yeah. Chelsea was on, so I watched Chelsea instead. But I saw the McAllister goal. I saw Trent's free kick. Obviously, 2 amazing goals. And I saw, because the game I was watching, it was because we pay for online. We've been able to pay for the Saudi Sports, which is beIN Sport or something, like a small subscription to it. But we've been managed to get it on there, and they show kind of like at the same time kickoffs. They show the highlights from the other games, and those 2 goals were like, wow, peachy.
No spoilers. No spoilers. I'm going to watch Match of the Day later. So.
You're going to watch Match of the Day? No, the first 2 Liverpool goals are like, wow. The free kick is better than the other one, because the other one kind of like they've scored goals like that. But the free kick from Trent as well, from where he was to where he came, unbelievable. But yeah, I'm with you. Your defense must be really, really shaky if you scored, if you conceded 3 goals against Fulham.
Yeah,
but then again, is it shaky? They drew against City last week. 1-1, kept City quiet, and all of a sudden now they conceded 3 at home. Unless they've underestimated Fulham and they thought Fulham, it's only Fulham.
Yeah.
We drew against City and kept Haaland quiet, and Doku and Foden and Alvarez, who's Jimenez, William and flipping Harry Wilson or whoever they are.
Yeah, but the thing is, obviously, these players, they may not be up there with the Haalands, but in terms of name, but they've got different styles of playing, and like you said with Jimenez, Liverpool probably thought the same thing. We'll just keep him quiet so he doesn't hold the ball or whatever it is. But then you've got Willian. Didn't he score? He scored twice during the week, didn't he? Yeah, Monday's game. So it's you can't underestimate any teams in the Premier League at all, because we discussed the Burnley match against Sheffield, with the predictions, and we were like, oh, Burnley, they should win and blah blah blah, and 2-1 or 1-1, whatever it was. Boom, five goals they scored. So we'll touch on that. We'll go through the predictions that we had, but these are the sort of the top matches to discuss. And like you said, Liverpool, they're doing it at the very they're doing it. They're up there now. They're winning. Even if, like you said, even if they're conceding 3 goals or whatever it is, at home, they're still winning. That
was their motto, though, isn't it? That's their motto. Like, especially when since club came, you can score, but we'll just score more.
Yeah. So. Yeah. And they did it. So you can't fault them there. They won, but. And we'll always say, oh, what if they face, what would happen if they face a better team or whatever? But they faced a better team like City, and it's different styles of playing. Yeah, that's the main thing. They cancelled each other out clearly. So because they're thinking, Liverpool thinking we'll keep Haaland quiet, and City are thinking let's keep Salah quiet, and that's how it ends up, because you focused on 1 or 2 players to keep quiet. But it's different styles of playing, and definitely shouldn't be underestimated. So. Again, it's not really worrying for Liverpool, let's face it, because they are winning at the end of the day. Scraping or not, they are winning. So, I can't even call it scraping, because, they sort of commanded that. And Leno obviously, got an own goal at the beginning. So,
it was Leno on goal at the beginning.
Well, that's how it's classed here, but maybe Liverpool.
Right. Maybe Liverpool spoiler alert then.
Yeah, maybe
spoiler alert then. Maybe Trent's goal hit the crossbar and then hit the keeper.
Yeah,
because I didn't watch it fully. I just saw the Trent free kick, ball went back of the net.
Because our friends, the Liverpool fans, obviously they were like, "Oh, Trent," and the quiet emoji and all this.
Right, I didn't know this.
So now it's obviously on here. It clearly states that it was Leno's own goal. So there you go. That doesn't count. So so Trent, unfortunately, my friend, you're still at that level.
Trent got an assist.
You got an assist. Yeah, that's it. But yeah, obviously. Well, do you want to just move on to Chelsea? We'll have a discussion about Chelsea because I did watch the majority of that match, and
let me hear you think. Obviously, I won't be able to do the same for Arsenal because I didn't watch Arsenal. But yeah, go on, tell me, what did you see from Chelsea that you were impressed with, and what you were not impressed with?
I didn't. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I started watching it after. So when second half started, I started watching from there, and obviously I commented on the group and I said Gallagher got sent off. So that I didn't see. So I can't comment on why he got sent off. But from what I've seen from Chelsea, they seemed to move the ball a lot quicker. There was a lot quicker. Mudryk, he actually did well. He didn't stretch, but he was running in behind, and that's where the penalty came from and stuff. So it was good to see the different Chelsea, you know what I mean, like the sort of faster paced, and Enzo obviously had a bit more impact in the game and stuff like that. So, but I was impressed with Colwill. I thought he did well, and I wish I had him in my FPL. He's just sat on my subs bench. So screw FPL. I don't give a shit about it. But yeah, I thought Chelsea were quite impressive, and maybe a bit sort of at the back, maybe a bit. Still on that amateur phase. You know what I mean? It's sort of not clicking at the back because again, Brighton got 2 goals. Yeah. So it wasn't a commanding performance or anything like it, but it was good enough for them to go through, and they held it together at the end. So and that was important for them.
That's pretty much second half wrapped up. First half, to be fair with you, starting from the lineup, I was like, okay, this seems decent. I didn't understand why Cole Palmer wasn't playing, but I thought, never mind, let's give it a go. He probably was trying to go for 3 midfielders with the Gallagher sometimes playing as a 10 if we had when we're in possession, just to kind of cancel them out a little bit. But we played all right. We were fast, we were moving the ball, and then we took the lead, and all of a sudden we stopped. But taking the lead, 2 set pieces, not too bad. Ball in the far corner, far post, header it back across goal, 1-0. Same again, 2-0, done. And then, we switched off, man. We seem to think like this is easy. We've got this. Yeah. Raheem was awful on that right-hand side. Absolutely awful in comparison to... He needed to come off. Yeah. I think they're going to use it as a sort of a mediascape way of saying he... that was on a yellow card. We couldn't risk it. We want him to play against Man United on Wednesday night. No, he was just awful on that right. It seems to be Raheem, if he's on the right, he doesn't know that he can still use his pace and go left or right. When he's on the left-hand side, he does that. And you're like, the game you had against Man City, against Kyle Walker, you pocketed Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker was in your pocket the whole game. While every time you got the ball, Walker was petrified of what, not petrified is a strong word, but Walker didn't know what
he was scared to get near Sterling because obviously he is that quick. And the only way to stop him really is for Walker to use his power. Can't really do that in the box. When he's running at you can't really do that. So, I agree.
He just stopped, bro. He just I don't know what was happening. He'd get it and he just didn't run at defenders the way that I would have liked him to run at defenders, or the way that I've seen him run at defenders, where even some people started calling for an England call-up. Mudryk was all right. Same again, though. Wanted to cut on that right-hand side all the time, get the ball caught on the right. The one time he didn't cut on the right, he burned 2 players for pace. He touched it, player thought he was going to cut in, went down the left again, and then down the bar line, crossed it in with his left foot. Decent effort, albeit it came off the defender, but keeper was forced to make a save. And I was like, this is you, bro, keep doing you. But they scored a great goal. We switched off at defence. I think Colwill thought the player's going to take an extra touch and try and turn him on the inside and then cross it across goal, but he didn't. Put it on his left foot and then just bend it around the keeper on the far corner. Great finish. Just after that, bloody yellow card, a second yellow card. First yellow, really harsh challenge by Gallagher. Deserved the yellow.
So he deserved the yellow.
Borderline orange. Do you know what I mean? Sort of borderline orange.
And sorry, real quick on that, Rick, by the way, the orange card, that's actually something that they're even thinking about testing. I don't know if we talked about this on the last podcast, but that's something that they're thinking about testing.
What would that mean? What does that even mean?
So what you've just said there, orange card. That's
yeah, but what is it like? What is it like a sin bin?
It's like a sin bin. Yeah, they're thinking like
so if you get an orange card, you get a sin bin.
Again, I don't know how far they are into that phase, but that's something that I read that they're thinking about potentially testing it in the next couple of years. But I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, I don't think they should change that. Personally, I think they should just leave it as red and yellow. Orange is more for those sports fans and commentators that have a chat and be like, "Oh, that's one of those. That's orange. It's not quite a red, but it's more than a yellow." And that's what the first one was. But then he got that. The orange got turned into a red quickly when he added a bit more yellow. Usually, primary colours you need to add red, but second yellow, and it was a second yellow. It was a bit soft to get to get a yellow for what it meant, so in terms of the end goal, which was a sending off, you think to yourself, that wasn't really a challenge to be sent off for, but it was a challenge for a yellow card, and 2 yellows or is a red. So no arguments. More arguments against Gallagher. Be like, what the fuck are you doing, bro? You know you're on a yellow. You know they're going to
doing
this. Yeah, but the guy who was behind him, he was trying to win the ball. Excuse me. And you think to yourself, why? Like, you're in the middle of the park. He's not going anywhere. You have players in front. Why are you attempting to nick the ball from behind him on a yellow card? Because if you know the slightest chance that you missed that ball, you're off. And he was off. Yeah. He didn't even touch the ball. He made the argument, point, and like footballers do. No, look where he went. You watch the replay from the back. Bro, you didn't touch the ball once. You didn't touch the ball once. And I was disappointed with that. But yeah, obviously heads didn't go down, got the penalty second half. And for me at first, it wasn't a penalty, but the more I watched it, James Milner had no intention of playing the ball. All he wanted to do was just do whatever he can to get Mudryk out off that ball. And for me, that's not a defending. Defending is you go for the ball first and foremost. Second, you try to use your strength and experience. Everybody's saying no, but he just comes out with that arm across. It's not even a shoulder. It's the arm across the body that's just trying to push him.
For me,
I said, running, by the way, sorry to quickly, when Mudryk is running at that pace, it's easy to knock him off balance. Like, he's running like one of the fastest in the Prem. He is 5th gear there. Slightest touch, obviously he's got to go down, knock him off balance. So yeah, for me it was a penalty. But at first I was like, nah. I was like, be stronger. Then I watched it again. I was like, this guy doesn't even attempt to get the ball.
At first, you're right. At first, watching that live, I thought, no way, they're going to give that a penalty. And then you watch the replay. It's not even about the shoulder barge, because again, Mudryk should be stronger. For me, it was the tangle. It was basically Milner caught his leg, and that's where Mudryk fell. So I watched it. I even said it in the group. I said, look, it's soft because he should be stronger. Mudryk should be stronger. Like, try to run straight through. But the fact that Milner obviously tripped him in a way, because that's what it was at the end of the day. Whether it was tangling of legs or not, it doesn't matter. It was a trip. For me, it was in the box. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. So yeah, I agree with you. I don't think anyone could look at that and say any differently, because it was genuinely a penalty. So, and that's coming from an Arsenal fan. Sort of objectively watching that match, as soon as that happened, I was like, yeah, you can't argue with that, and it's a penalty. Enzo stepped up, that's it, straight down the centre, boom, finished it. But that should have been it. 3-1 should have been the scoreline. The João Pedro should not have scored, the second goal. It should have been a 3-1. And after Enzo scored that goal, I was like, oh shit, this is it. Chelsea finished it here. They've done it. But then João Pedro does that, and then the game becomes a bit more tricky. And I'm like, oh shit, are they actually going to do this? Are they going to pull a Spurs on us? Mm-hmm. But you had the players, obviously they had the strength just to finish the match. Whether it was by chance or whatever it was. Like you said, like we mentioned the penalty call right at the end, the handball sort of thing, which obviously clearly wasn't. That's where I was like, oh no, this is it now. You shouldn't have left yourself in that position for it to be a VAR call. Do you know what I mean? Obviously on replay, it should never been a VAR call anyway, because the guy got hit in the face, the sweat, literally, you could see the sweat fly off his face.
Yeah, from the contact. Yeah,
you could see the contact, boom. Yeah, and the sweat was all over. I was like, well, no, what the hell are you watching here? Like, okay, on replay, from a certain angle, you think, did that touch his hand and then his face? No, it was just a pure on bang. Straight to the face, to the eye, because obviously Colwill was pointing to his eye, and he even was reassuring his own players, Thiago and Sanchez. He was like, no, it was to the face, don't worry. Nah.
Yeah, I love that.
He literally was pulling that face.
Obviously, all the Chelsea defenders who were defending for their life, because the midfield did not want to hold the ball or play a pass, or the attacker didn't want to hold the ball, which I was so disappointed with Jackson today, by the way, as well. Like, I've been disappointed with him for a while now. He just seems I don't know what he's doing. He just seems to hold on it for a little too long. Yeah. And you're like, come on, but I think he's gone the opposite end. Before, he'd get rid of it quickly, and you're like, just hold on for a bit and then give the pass. Now he's holding on for it for a bit too long. Now, maybe just take a bit off, pal.
Maybe it's the language barrier. Like, he hasn't found the right balance. I don't know what's going on.
Does he speak Spain? Does he speak Spanish?
Exactly.
Obviously a little bit, but no, it was. I like that from Colwill, reassuring his defenders. He was very confident that I didn't hit his hand. Yeah, and the decision was awful to even send the referee, because the referee didn't know. The referee said it's not. The referee could see it. The liner could see it. Nobody gave it on the field. They were like, "Oh, can you go give it?" Because the players are acting the way they're acting. Like, nah, bro, like, watch it. And then, but even on watching it, I still don't know who the person at VAR was saying, can you go to the monitor and
can you go watch it? Yeah. Like, I think the thing is with the ref, he'd already added 10 minutes He already added 10 minutes to the whole match, to the end of the match. So I was like, right, why are you going to waste more time with a call that should have just been like, nah, mate, don't even look at that. Don't even entertain it.
Just continue,
literally, give the corner. Why are you? Okay, so yeah, we discussed it earlier,
exactly.
So we're not going to get into it.
Earlier, so let's not get into it.
It shouldn't have,
Overall,
it just
happy
got
with
a
the
bit.
result.
Yeah, it got a bit tricky for you boys right at the end. You know, it got really tricky, and it shouldn't have been in that. Yeah, you shouldn't have been in that position. With 10 men, you performed incredibly. After obviously during the second half, you performed incredibly. You know, you were fighting. You weren't losing. You weren't losing balls. Caicedo actually performed quite well. I liked him in the midfield. You know, he did well, especially the second half that I watched. But yeah, it shouldn't have been that tricky for you.
It was a bit hit and miss with Caicedo. Sometimes he did all right. Sometimes he was. I don't know whether the occasion got to him a little bit. His old team, first time they're meeting, and he's playing in the Premier League.
A couple of pushes.
There was a couple of pushes. He got a yellow card, and you're like, oh, take him off. But then who'd you bring on? Like somebody with the experience to kind of handle this situation right now. Because let's face it, Brighton are a quality team, and it was a very big game at Stamford Bridge. So we definitely needed those 3 points. But overall,
and they had chances, by the way. Yeah, Brighton had chances, by the way. Yeah,
he did some good saves as well. So
he did. Sanchez pulled some good stuff.
Yeah,
I think Evan. I was gonna say with Evan Ferguson, he had that little chance, that little flick on that he got going there. But I was like, mate, that's the wrong decision. You should never. Yeah, not today. Like the thing is, you should have at least, because he knew, obviously he did the flick because he knew there was players behind him that could help him, or maybe Scott. Just do a dummy. Do you know what I mean? Let it go between your legs and let the other player catch it, or potentially put a foot in there. But yeah, I think you boys did well, and I'm glad to see my boy Badia Sheila doing some good stuff, doing bits, and assist. I was just about to say he got the assist, and he was quite strong as well. Defensively, he was quite strong. I saw him a couple of moments where he just sort of stepped up and he was like, "Nah, mate, this is my ball. Ain't no one touching this." He just sort of fought it to the byline, and I'm glad because I do like him. I really do like Badia Sheila, and the fact that he's come back from injury and he's getting more game time. I think your defensive line should be a little bit better going forward, providing obviously he keeps.
To be honest, I think that's our best defenders. Like looking at it today, those 4, Diassi, Thiago, Barishil and Colwill, looked all right to me. Like I know Reece James plays, but again, James, you'd say, but he hasn't really performed that well. I know maybe he's a bit cautious psychologically. He's thinking, I don't want to go in all the challenges because I could get injured again for a really long time, so taking it steady. But then you can't have that.
That doesn't help you, though. That doesn't help you, yeah.
So Diassi was solid. Diassi was strong, aggressive, celebrated every tackle, which I really like as well when defenders celebrate a tackle. And Thiago's Thiago, his experience. There was one challenge, I think Mitoma sat Diassi down. I don't know in the second half. Did you see that? And then Thiago just gets a foot in. Mitoma's a quality footballer. When I saw the changes as well, by the way, I saw Mitoma, João Pedro, and I was like, what the hell have these guys been like?
Yeah, why haven't you
struggling without the? I think it's because Thursday night.
Midweek, definitely.
But no, overall, it was a good W for us. We held on, although it was hard holding on. We held on. So yeah, on to Man United Wednesday night.
Who was the player that came on? Matson, wasn't it? Jan Matson. He came on, and as soon as he came on, I think Mitoma just tortured him. By the way,
oh, it was awful, bro. He's awful.
Mitoma. Oh my god, I honestly thought, I was like, right, I know you're down to 10 men, but you need to go down to 9 men and get rid of this fucking Matson guy because he's going to be
relying on him. Yeah.
And the thing is, Mitoma, 3 chances came from him going to the byline, just literally just taking Matson out of the game, and I was like, oh my god, this guy I cannot believe what I'm watching right now. But there you go. I mean, see, this is exactly what we discussed. With Brighton, same as West Ham. Again, I'm not sure on the West Ham score, by the way, because I haven't had a look yet, but same as West Ham, the midweek games and then, the sort of weekend games, they're not able to balance it out because they don't have the experience. They don't have the experience. De Zerbi doesn't have that experience with these players to sort of make the right decisions midweek and then obviously weekend, because Europe is a whole different beast. You can get beat by fucking AZ Alkmaar and like what? Who the fuck?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So they don't even have the squad. It's a small squad. Like I know it's wonderful for the fans to be there, but then it takes its toll on one way or the other. Same with Middlesbrough that time. Do you remember Middlesbrough when, as far as the Europa League semi-final, and I think they got relegated that year as well because they put all their eggs in the basket, and they didn't win it. So because it takes a lot. It takes a lot from you playing Thursday night with travel. Think about you've got to go there, come home if you're away. Then if you're away from home on a Saturday, you leave Saturday ready to play Sunday, etc. It's just too much to do.
So with Brighton, they travelled to Greece on Thursday and they won 1-0 against Athens.
Very.
AEK Athens, yeah. So 1-0, and then obviously coming back, which again say coming back, it's not like they're traveling 15 hours. It's only a 3-hour flight from Greece to England.
I think they would have probably travelled after the game, so probably 12 o'clock.
Yeah.
As soon as the game finished, did the check-in, flew over. I don't know, players, let's say, made it home at 2 a.m., wake up. They probably had Friday off, get together Saturday to bit training, and then travel to London.
Early morning,
you know what I mean? So they probably only had a training session before Chelsea. And you know what? They played all right. Again, I don't know, but I'm just assuming that's what they would do regarding if it's a travel.
I agree.
The game finished late at night, 10:30.
Yes, by the time they finished,
by the time they got out of the stadium, 10:30, 11, travel to the airport, etc. So a lot to do, and then travel away from home as well, which you're going to have to use another day where you could do training.
That's right.
To travel. So fuck them, I don't care.
No, for sure. Obviously for you boys, that was a good result. And actually, let me just have a look at so that actually leaves you 10th. 3 points. Oh wow, 3 points behind. 3 points behind Brighton on same game. So yeah, it's what
cost us is the Newcastle game cost us, the Brentford game has really cost us, and not being able to hold the lead against Arsenal really cost us. We should have took 3 points against you guys, but we just, that mistake, and then our heads went down. And this seems to be the thing, if it's 2-0 and we concede, we look shaky because we don't seem to have that self-belief to be like, nah, fuck it, we're going to go get another goal, we're going to come right back at you. It's like, oh no, let's defend into 1 goal lead.
Should we defend? Should we attack?
No, it's not even should we attack, it's usually let's just defend. Well, we're 1-0 up, let's just defend. And you're like, why? It's like 30 minutes played. Go and attack, bro. Like, you're the better team, or keep going, work. But no, we didn't do that. And against Newcastle, really, we were awful. We were awful. I told you last pod. So we really needed a reaction, and that reaction came for 20 minutes or 25 or so minutes. 2 goals, played well, dominated the game for a little bit, and then they were held on for dear life.
No, they did. But again, obviously, it's kind of it is an improvement because you won the game. You stuck it out till the end, even though there was some, obviously down to 10 men, there were some calls that could have gone the other way, and whether they were right calls or not, it doesn't matter. But again, you just stuck to it, and there you go. You got that win that you deserved. So, but I mean, do you have anything else that you want to add on Chelsea?
No, nothing, to be fair, mate. Quite happy with it. Happy with the fact that we won. Happy with the fact that we held on. And it was a much more mature performance than against Newcastle, because Newcastle, I called it immature. This one, much more mature.
It was.
It was nice to see Enzo get on the score sheet for 2 goals as well, albeit there were tap-ins and a penalty.
It doesn't matter
as long as they go.
The goals. The goals, the great Vin Diesel once said, so win is winning. But
great scholar.
We'll travel up to North London, and I think. Did you watch? You didn't watch any of the matches. Did you watch any of the matches?
Against Arsenal, I didn't watch any of the match, bro. No, I'll be honest with you. Arsenal's not against Arsenal. Sorry, Arsenal versus. Who were you against? Against Luton.
Against Wolves.
Sorry, no, I didn't watch any.
We play Luton next, I think, next weekend, midweek. I can't remember who we play midweek, or is it Luton we play midweek? Can't remember. I'll find out. That's obviously by the end of the pod. But look, we from the kickoff, we absolutely dominated that game. Dominated that game. Do you know what? Let me just have a look at some of the stats. So our expected goals, which again, I know me and you don't really care too much about expected goals, because hang on a minute, did you score? No, but then it doesn't fucking matter.
You expected to score every game.
It doesn't matter. Exactly. My point exactly. But just so we can, as a comparison, right? So 2.89 expected goals versus 0.77. Wow. That is a hell of a difference. But again, for me and you, it doesn't really matter. By halftime, it was like 65-35 possession, and it was just not even close as a contest. So we had Saka score. Tomiyasu with another assist. 3 games, 3 assists from Tomiyasu, and I think he's benched Ben White now. I think he's literally replaced Ben White down the right hand side. So. So that was fun. Saka, obviously, he's got 18 goals and 20 goals and assists combined sort of thing this season, and he's doing it. Even though I come on every pod and I'm like, oh, why does Saka get rated so much and so highly? But then he has moments like this where you think, right, now I understand, because literally he'll have 3 players on him, which will leave Odegaard, Rice, Trossard, and Jesus will leave them, and Martinelli on the other side will leave them completely wide open, and it showed. It absolutely showed. Like I said, Tomiyasu passed to Saka, Boom. That's it. Saka obviously had a little bit more to do, so it wasn't just as easy as that. Yeah. If you watch back the highlights or watch Match of the Day, you'll see Saka, he's got 2 players on him. He'll try to take him on, and I'm like, just pass it. Just fucking pass the ball. But he decided to go the difficult route where he was sort of like took 2 players on, and then he did like a little outside of the foot pass to Jesus. Do you know what I mean? Like a little flick onto him, and then boom. Yeah. Little flick, exactly. Little flicker like that. Deep pass to Tomiyasu to Saka. Boom. 6 minute, 1-0. And I was like, oh shit, all right, good. This is what I want to see. And then, Odegaard's goal, which was probably, for me, it was just a typical Arsenal.
Well, it would be for you, wouldn't it, after the experience you've had?
No. It was...
Odegaard scored. Probably had something to do with you. Go on, claim.
I can't even look at him the same anymore. Bruv. I gave him a bit of good luck. I think I sort of pissed him off that much.
Yeah, he's probably thinking, the Arsenal fans are going to turn up on my house again. We better win this game.
Exactly. It was with this goal, it was again sort of like in and out of the box, and Zinchenko, which I'll talk a bit more about Zinchenko, very shortly. But in this instance, he literally made the correct move. He went, he was onside, ran into the box, took the ball, pulled it back for Odegaard. Literally, Odegaard was stood in the middle of the box just with his arms out like, yo, pass me the ball. And I still don't understand how defenders are not seeing this. Like, you know what I mean? How are you not seeing Odegaard? This is what he does. This is literally where he wants to be in that box. Do you know what I mean? In that Xhaka sort of role. Do you remember Xhaka last season? Runs into the box. That's exactly what he did. Another similar shot, similar goal that he scored in the Lens game as well. Like, just boom. Ball came to him, left foot, bottom corner, see you later, job done. And the thing is, he did this sort of like, can you see my hand movement? I don't even know how to explain this. Can you believe what I just did? But that whole movement of Arsenal players was incredible.
Hand movement, or is that the bit where they're trying to whack the index finger off the middle finger to make the noise?
That's it.
Oh, I thought you were just shaking your hand.
It is a hand movement. It's a hand movement. It's still a hand movement. I'm like, okay, it's this. Let me see if I can.
There we go. That's the one. That is his finger, ladies and gentlemen.
I was just about to say, I think we need to preface that as well, bro. I think we need to put a disclaimer out there. That was just literally... Yeah.
Finger whacking them. Well, yeah.
Anyways, we'll straight about that.
But that's good, though, to be fair. Like, again, it shows. But I think as a team, you can't take it lightly, because we also saw what happened last season. I know you're at the top now, but you've got 2 horses chasing you effectively with Liverpool and City. We know City seem to kind of take the foot off the gas for a little bit, like they did today. Probably went 2-1 up,
especially before December.
Yeah, before December, and then all of a sudden they seem to find another gear somewhere that they go unbeaten winning 17 games on the bounce. You think, where was this City? But Liverpool doing better as well. Liverpool seem to find some momentum and a bit of groove. And games like today for Liverpool, they're the ones that kind of win you with the title. You're losing 3-2 towards the end, and you end up winning it 4-3. So yeah, really, really good game. But for you boys, one quick question on Odegaard. You're saying how come nobody picks him up? What would you do if you're the manager of the opposition? So let's say you were Gary O'Neill. How would you stop Odegaard? Or your next game is Luton. Let's say you are the Luton manager. Apologies, I don't know his name.
Oh, I don't even know his name either, to be honest with you. Tall guy. It's definitely a tall guy.
Tall guy. Blonde hair.
Blonde. No, I think it's dark hair. I'm pretty sure.
Is it dark hair? I don't know. Like, puts lots of gel. Looks like he swims to every game. What did you do? Swimming?
I like it. A bit of Ross in there. But do you know what? Let me just have a quick look on the manager of Luton, because that's a good point. I think it's Edwards. That doesn't help me. That does not help me. Edwards. Is it Richard? Is it Robert Edwards? I think it's Robert Edwards. Rob Edwards. Yeah, I think it's him.
Look at you.
Well, that's the only 2 R's I know. Richard or Robert. What other R is there? Ricky. I don't think it's going to be Ricky Edwards. It's not Ricky Edwards.
There ain't no Ricky there, bro.
There's no Ricky Edwards there. But so if I was the Luton manager, this is the difficult, or any obviously opposing manager, this is the difficult thing now, because when you look at that front sort of line, that front 4-5, including the midfielders, you're going to have at least 2 players on Saka. Okay, let's say you put another 2 players on Odegaard, but then you've got Martinelli, Rice, Jesus, and Trossard. Or a Havertz going in there. They can all score goals. So it's very difficult for an opposing manager to obviously, to sort of predict what's going to happen, or as in like who's going to have the most impact for Arsenal in that match. Because again, Saka's going to obviously get 2-3 players on him constantly, but you leave the rest of the field open, and
because you can't leave him one-on-one. You can't leave him one-on-one situation because he's very good at one-on-one situations. And I think
he loves those moments.
Any manager needs to do basically what Newcastle did to you last year, where they drew 1-1 at the Emirates. But it's asking a lot from your midfielders, and your midfielders need to be super fit so that you're one-on-one against Odegaard, but then quickly go and support your left back, so you're two against one against Saka. Yeah. So it's a tough one. It'll be interesting to see if any manager does find kind of the antidote to your problem, or your kryptonite is a better quote. Better metaphor, to find your kryptonite towards this success that you guys are having. Because at the minute you're unplayable. You beat City, you're beating teams left, right, and centre. You're scoring goals. Your goals are coming from every different players each time. It's not like you've got one player who's like, but if Saka gets injured, what would Arsenal do? Because Odegaard would step up, and Martinelli would step up, and Jesus, and now Kai Havertz has found.
Trossard, obviously, he can score goals, he can assist.
So it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one. I do think, though, the way things are going, you probably favourite or joint favourites with City again. I don't know about Liverpool, but to win the league. I know obviously it's not early now, it's December now, so this is halfway through the season.
This
is when you start actually saying who's going to finish where. So I do think it's going to be a top 2 finish for you again. It all depends whether it's first or second, though.
Well, I mean, a couple of things on that, like, watching that City match, and at the end, my wife was sat next to me, and obviously watching, I was like, that call with the referee, like, why did he pull it back? I was like, why the fuck? And then she goes, "Man, don't you want City to lose?" I was like, yeah, I do, but not like this, because this is karma now. So that just means next 17 matches, City are going to come back and they're just going to be unbeaten. Do you know what I mean? Because of that karma. So it's like, no, I'd rather them draw properly, do you know what I mean? Like, by the letter of the law, rather than being cheated against, because I do not want Guardiola to obviously, get this sort of fire burning in his players and then just demolish teams.
Last person who needs to get fire in his belly is Guardiola, because he's
Guardiola, exactly. He's already fired up anyway. And going back to what you said about kryptonite, which is probably a good segue talking about Zinchenko, because he is that weakness point, and I don't even like the. There was a quote that I obviously from one of the podcasts that I listened to, or read, like the blog. There was a quote where it goes, the yin and yang of Zinchenko, like, the opposite sides of Zinchenko in one match is incredible, like how obvious it is, because this guy, like I said, he'll go up there, he'll assist, he'll make them runs forward, he'll play a nice pass, goal, and then 3 other instances, it's like, how are Arsenal still winning with this guy on the field? Like, it's unbelievable how many times he lost that ball. And I think I mentioned it in our group chat as well.
A couple of times about Zinchenko. Yeah, you said
it's unbelievable. It's genuinely, I don't know how he does it, but fair enough. Arteta trusts him enough to leave him on, but I think kryptonite wise, I think that's where teams will start attacking. It is our left side, because unless you put Tomiyasu down there, I don't think anything's going to change. I think Zinchenko will start matches, and he'll be found out. He will be found out, and that's where I'm saying 2-3 players on Saka, but if you put 2-3 players against Zinchenko, like running at him, that's it. He's going to shit himself because he doesn't know what he's doing. It doesn't seem like he knows what he's doing when players are coming defensively. So either move his position or just drop him for another player.
It's interesting, isn't it? For national team, he plays in midfield, and obviously for City, he did that drop role that he does with you guys, coming to that midfield and just fills in that gap, that CDM when Xhaka used to run forward. But then he wasn't, I don't know, like defensively, I've never been a greatest fan of him, like defensively, knowing that he is defensively sound. He's very good at going forward. He's good at with the ball on his feet. Well, obviously today he said he lost the ball numerous times. But yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting why why Arteta continues to pick him. Is there nobody else for that position? Or could Tomiyasu play there with his right foot, or left back with a right foot?
Tomiyasu, I'll be honest with you, Tomiyasu has played there before and he's done really, really well. Like, I remember that match against Liverpool last season where he just completely shut Salah down, and that was it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think with Zinchenko, though, I think it's just tactically, that's how Arteta plays. He wants that defender to drop into the midfield to provide an extra body whilst Rice or Havertz, for example, if once they run up,
forward,
which is I understand, I get it, but it leaves a hell of a gap. As good as Gabriel and Saliba have been, it's a lot to ask every single, 38 matches in the league. I'm just talking about the Premier League. Obviously, there's what is it, 50 matches altogether? 50, 60 matches in a season. And, it's difficult to ask them to provide that cover all the time, and obviously without them getting a red card or an injury or whatever it is,
Yeah, you never know.
So it is very sort of tricky position for Arteta right now, because again, you put Tomiyasu there, but Tomiyasu will make them runs forward, but he'll run directly back. He won't drop into that midfield as good as Zinchenko does. I think that's why they bought Yuri and Timber, but he got injured, so I can't speak for that. As far as I'm concerned, obviously he's not available, and that's it. He's not even in the equation for that match. So, I think overall great performance. Obviously by the end it got a bit, same as you boys, it got a bit tricky. It's like, why are you doing this? But again, it was Zinchenko. Like, it was genuinely Zinchenko, the guy who sort of who was the weakest point, and what more can I say? And it could have gone a lot worse. Like, it could have literally been a 2-2, and it's like, are you kidding me? You're dropping points to fucking Wolves, where you had a commanding lead, like absolutely dominated. Like I said, 60%, 65% possession in the first half was incredible. But then this thing happens with Arsenal. It's like, okay, yes, carry on. Why have you stopped? Please, continue. Yes, go on.
Well, it's up to 90 minutes, not 45 to 70.
It's like someone telling you a story and then stopping halfway through, and you're like, yes, please. Yeah. But no, it doesn't.
I mean, I know it's Ross, but is it short for something like Rostafar?
Yeah, exactly. Like Rastafar. But so great performance all around, and I'm glad. Obviously, top of the league, we're keeping that spot for now.
Bro, like, I'm glad you explained it, because when I looked at the scoreline, like when just before we're about to start, because you said, have you watched it? I was like, no, I looked at it. It was 2-1. I thought, like, oh, must have been a tight game, but clearly it's more like Arsenal neglected and kind of get comfortable with a 2-0, and therefore allowed Wolves to come back in, because then all it takes is one set piece, and then before you know it's 2-2, and you think, oh shit. And we've talked about it before, haven't we, many times. It's difficult to kind of get out of that slow gear once you drop down into it. So you can start the game high intensity, you take the foot off, it's difficult to get back to that.
To get back up again, absolutely.
Once you're 2-2 or something, because the momentum has shifted now. All the momentum is with the team that's made the comeback. So,
well, I mean, it's like
it's a fine line that you need to.
It's like driving in fifth gear, dropping to second, and then going back to fifth by skipping all the. It's like, no, you can't do that again. You can't do that, mate. You can't do that, because again, burnout, and
for our friends across the pond, that is gear is stick is what we drive with in Europe. Majority of us.
We make use of our left legs. Thank you very much.
Yes, the left leg is for the clutch. The clutch is where you must press in order to shift into gear.
That's it.
Anyway, that's a different podcast.
It's so. It was, they made it tricky. And like I said, Zinchenko, a couple of instances at the very least that I can just, I remember right now, is the fact that he tried to take players on in his own half and he loses the ball. And I'm like, I just make noises as Zinchenko now, like, you know what I mean? Like, moo, all that shit. But top of the league, and fewest conceded goals with 11. It would have been 10, but Cunha decided to poop on that parade. So I'm happy with how it's going so far, and considering it was a little bit shaky at the beginning of the season, where it's like, okay, you won, but then you drew, and then it's like, okay, what's going to happen here? But they sort of, and obviously the loss at Lens last month or whatever it was, that's where I was like, can we really handle these competitions? But so far, coming up to Christmas, this happened last season as well. We were top by Christmas, and then City were just like, oh, all right, so we do have 4th and 5th and 6th gear, so let's just get into it. Going back to the gears, by the way, the analogy. But so look, I don't have much else to add on Arsenal Wolves. It was, like I said, great performance. Really happy to see it, and. I think should we discuss some of the predictions that we made and just go through them real quick? For Arsenal Wolves, obviously we had 3-0 each. Yeah. But that didn't, 2-1, whatever it is, what it is. Brentford Luton, I think we had Brentford to win, and Brentford did win. It was 3-1. We had a 3-2. You actually had a 1-1. You had a draw.
It was going to be a boring game, and it was boring until up to a certain point, and then
I'm sure it was.
Because I could see a little bit popping up on things, and they're like 0-0, and I was like, oh, fuck it, boring game. And it was like 2-0 Brentford. I was like, oh wow.
Yeah.
But
then we had Burnley Sheffield. I had a 1-1. You had a 2-1 Burnley. And I only watched Match of the Day, and kind of Ollie McBurney, right? The commentator made a point to be like, "Oh, Ollie McBurney's back," and then within minutes, "Oh, Ollie McBurney's been sent off." But
why did he get sent off? What was it?
Right, he went up, elbow. Clearly saw the elbow, right? Obviously, I don't think he meant to hit someone, but he swung an arm out, hit him with an elbow, got a yellow card, and then minutes later he did exactly the same thing, jumped up with his elbows out, got a second yellow, and I'm like, bro, like, I mean, you just seen yourself get a yellow card
for that exact
doing
action.
That. Yeah. Why are your arms out there like chicken wings? You know what I mean? Bro, what are you doing? Stop it. So, Burnley took full advantage of that, 5-0. It was unbelievable. They had one player called Kolyoshu, I think. Young lad, unbelievable. Like from the highlights that I saw on Match of the Day, unbelievable player. Like he was very, very good. Burnley player. He was very, very good. So it was good to see Company win, and I know we both wanted that.
Company
wanted
as well. Maatsen as well. He wanted the guy who came on for Chelsea that you said Mitoma ruined him, and he did ruin him. But last year in the Championship, he was one of their best players. He was fantastic for him. Played on the right. He could play various positions. So yeah, but no, I'm glad. Like you said there, I'm glad Burnley won. I'm glad.
Yeah,
Vince and Company got 5-0. 5-0.
Yeah, that's what it was. 5-0. Yeah, but hey, fair enough. You know what I mean? Against a direct rival.
I'm thinking like it's because I'm thinking it's Sheffield. Who are you going to do something against?
It's direct rival.
Oh yeah, of course. It's a 6-pointer for them because that's the guys that are going to be in around fighting for the Championship. Premier League survival.
Yeah.
So
no, it was good. It was good to see. Next we had Forest versus Everton. We had a 2-1 for Everton, both of us, and it was 1-0. So Everton win against Nottingham Forest. It didn't seem like a convincing win, but yeah, they managed to pull it together.
It was awful. It was an awful game to watch.
Yeah, pretty boring game. And again, just match of the day. As soon as that came on, I was like, oh, okay, time to turn it off. Because, whatever. Newcastle, Man United. I had a 2-0 Newcastle. You had a 3-1 Newcastle, and it was 1-0. And I cannot smile any more than I'm already smiling.
No, me neither, to be fair. I'm absolutely buzzing.
It was such a disappointing performance, by the way. It could have been. It should have been more.
Yeah, you're right. It should have been more.
But obviously they made excuses afterwards. Not Man United, but the media made excuses. Oh, the plane was cancelled due to ice from Manchester to Newcastle. And then they had to take a coach for 3 hours, and I'm like, "Are you taking the piss? That's not even something you should be discussing."
Why didn't they get the train, bro? Like, why are they talking about coach? Like, why didn't they get the train? Like, fuck.
We don't have the east to west train.
It's not even like a coach where you just like sat there like a flipping. What's the national coach? Is it national coach?
National Express, yeah,
National Express, whatever it is.
These are private coaches, yeah.
Yeah, private coaches. You face each other. You've got loads of leg room. You've got TVs. You can
you're chilling. You can even play football in the coach. Yeah, you can actually have training.
It's not like it's stopping everywhere. It didn't go from Manchester to Blackburn to Burnley.
Stopped by Bradford. Let's pick up some players whilst we're in Bradford.
Megabus. Fucking hell, talking about there to get a coach.
Yeah, honestly, that was an embarrassing comment to read the media. Like
guys like you and I who have got the coach from northeast of England to come to London, even you get the train, you stop multiple times to pick other people up. That's the thing with public transport. And you're not tired. You go there, be like, yeah, I can play 90 minutes of footy. Somebody invites you, you make yourself down to London, be like, fancy a 5-a-side, I'm down. You're like, yeah, all right, I'll play for an hour.
Yeah, of course, mate. Yeah, honestly, the media made it out as if they pushed the coach all the way to Newcastle in icy conditions.
Like for these teams like Man United,
of course they are
sticking up for them and making excuses for them. But honestly, it could not happen to a better club.
And to a better manager.
Yeah. They're looking buff.
Yeah, honestly, Erik Ten Fraud can do one, by the way. Like, I just do not rate him as a coach at all. And there's a quote that he said at the beginning of the season. You'll probably remember this, where it's like, yeah, Liverpool and Man City, they've been good, but eras come to an end. And I'm like, mate, your era's coming to an end before it's even started. Like, before you even made a mark on this team.
Your era was Ajax, that Champions League year, and that's it.
That was it, but that was the same as Pochettino with taking Tottenham to the final. But what does it matter? It makes no difference. Exactly.
I don't know. Did Pochettino win the league? By the way, I was talking to somebody about this. Did he win League One? He didn't win it, did he?
No.
With that PSG team, he didn't win League One.
He didn't win it, and I don't think Unai Emery won it when he had PSG either. I don't think those two managers. I don't think they won it. But again, that goes to show, like same as Graham Potter, you can't win a league with a coach that hasn't been proven. And you've got Mbappe, and you've got a Neymar on your team, and you've got all these high-profile names. They're not going to respect you.
They're not going to respect you.
They're not going to do it. Yeah,
that's what it does. Yeah,
that's just the way it is.
Actually, we talked about it. You're right. I should have known, because when we talked about Pochettino crying in the semi-final, like, bro, you haven't won anything. Stay focused. Next game. Don't cry now for getting in the semis. But anyway, yeah, go on. So Man United, just quickly, Man United, I just wanted to say I hope we smash them as well. I know it's at Old Trafford, but I really hope we're intense and we get in their face and we really beat them. If we really, really smash them, because they need.
They're talking about.
I can't stand them.
Theatre of Dreams has become like the corridor of nightmares, really. Do you know what I mean?
Well,
like
for
the
them,
alleyways of nightmares.
For everybody else. Everybody else is just going there, but they're a nightmare.
Honestly, it was shocking, but I'm glad to see it. And Bruno Fernandes yet again complaining, bitching around to the ref. And
that guy. That guy.
I cannot stand him at all. None of their players, to be fair, none of them. And then we had Bournemouth Villa. I had a 2-2. You had a 2-0 Bournemouth, and that was actually. Let me just have a look, because that's actually the next day. So 1 second, let me move. Oh wow, the day's finished. Bournemouth Villa 2-2. That was a 2-2, and I think I got that. Oh, look at that. I actually got that one prediction right, by the way. 2-2. Look at that. But same with Villa. Like, midweek. They played midweek, didn't they? Villa.
Yeah, they played midweek. Yeah, they played midweek as well. Yeah.
So there you go. I think that it just goes to show, like, these. Not smaller teams, because that's not what I mean, but like, these teams who are not used to playing European football, now they're seeing
that's it.
Yeah, now they're seeing the effects of European football and weekends. So it's 2-2, fair enough. Villa have been on a great run so far, but there you go. All errors come to an end, Erik. And the rest obviously we discussed. Only West Ham Crystal Palace. I didn't
watch it. I had no idea.
No, I didn't watch it either. But West Ham, it was actually a draw. So again, goes back to what we discussed about.
What did I say?
These teams being tired.
2-1, 3-1. What did I have them down?
So you had, hold on, because I just pretty lost it. So you had a 1-1. I had a 0-2 to Crystal Palace. So. Yeah, it was.
Basically, what it goes to say is we do not know how to predict football matches, but it makes for a good conversation. Before
one each. At least we got one each, right?
One each. 1 out of 10.
For Liverpool Fulham, I had a 2-2, and it was a 2-2 for a bit, and I was like, oh, get in, I'm going to get, but no, it ended 4-3. So that's a whole different story. Yeah. But I think it was an interesting week, and for Arsenal fans everywhere, I think it was an incredible week.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Man United was a draw for Liverpool as well, so obviously more teams drop points, but beggars can't be choosers at the minute. Not that you're beggars, because obviously you're winning, but it was a good performance for you guys, and I'm very happy with my team as well this week. Obviously, a couple of players still need to pull their finger out, but we'll move on to the next one, which comes in the next 48 hours. Premier League again, Tuesday night and Wednesday night on Amazon Prime. Not that we're advertising Amazon Prime, but
no, I mean, you could take a sponsor us at any time.
Most certainly.
Yeah, no, they can definitely sponsor us, but I think we'll come back. Do you want to do some predictions on Tuesday night or something for the rest of the week?
Yeah, because Tuesday night there's only a couple of games on, and obviously we're cautious for time for this one as well because of how it's going on for. And I'm just thinking now, what is it? Tuesday night there's not many games. I think there's 2 games Tuesday. Well, it's Arsenal-Luton or Luton away to Luton. Do you want to quickly rattle through the predictions now?
Let's do it. Let's do some predictions on that one.
If you're anything like me, my headwear is only New Era caps. New Era is the official headwear provider for NFL, MLB, and the NBA. But New Era caps are not just headwear. They are a global brand of culture, style, and self-expression. I'm a huge fan of rap and hip-hop, and growing up, I used to watch artists sporting the New Era caps. I was mesmerized by the way they used to fit just perfectly. I remember my first ever New Era cap. It was a Blue Jays cap. I lived in Toronto, so it had to be. My favorite from my personal collection is my LA Dodgers. I have 2 different versions, fitted and the 940. What I love most about New Era is the quality of the product is second to none. I refuse to wear any other brand caps when New Era is available. So if you want to dress like your favorite sports stars and musicians, visit the official website neweracap.com and use the code TASHMIKE at checkout for 15% off. That's neweracap.com and use the code TASHMIKE for 15% off.
So for Tuesdays, and then obviously for
Wolves versus Burnley. Let's start straight away. Wolves, Burnley. Burnley coming back from a 5-0 at Wolves, who needed to respond. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Wolves are going to win that one, but I think it's going to be a tight one, maybe a 2-1 or maybe a 2 or 1-0. Actually, I'm going to go 1-0 Wolves.
I think I'm going to go the other way around. I think Burnley are going to win 3-1. Don't know why.
You think they're going to be on a high?
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
I think Wolves are still missing a couple of players from... wait, did he get a second yellow or straight red? No, he only got a second yellow, I think. No. I take that back. Wolves 3-1. Because I think the player Lamina, who in midfield, who made a difference from a couple of games ago, although decisions didn't go their way, but yeah, 3-1.
3-1, fair enough. And then you said you got Arsenal-Luton.
I'll go first. It's your team. I'm going to go for an Arsenal victory. It's going to be pretty embarrassing if you play the way you do. I think it might be like 5-0, to be honest with you.
That's a good shout. I think I'm going to go
with high intensity. I think it'll be 5-0 before half time, like he did against Lens.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go 4-0. Just a bit of respect to Luton. But I'm going to put you down for 5-0. I respect
him too, because I was thinking 10. But yeah, I respect him too by going 5-0. Right.
No, I'll put you down for a 5-0. So
move on to Wednesday then. Brighton.
Move on to Wednesday. Yeah. Brighton, Brentford. Brighton need to go for a win here, because obviously they're sort of like the win and then they lose and then the win and they lose. So I'm going to go with a Brighton win. And especially if they're at home as well, I'm going to go with a 2-1 Brighton. No, do you know what? I'm going to go 2-0 Brighton.
No, I think 2-1. Put me down for a 2-1 because I do think Brentford will score, but put me down for a 2-1.
Put you down for a 2-1 on that one. Brighton, Brentford. Should be a good interesting match to be fair.
It should be a really interesting match, because they're more or less at the same place on the league, aren't they? Like 6-7, 6-7-8, something like that. So obviously
hovering around that,
yeah, hovering around that place, that Europa League, Conference League position, albeit it's early days. But Palace, Bournemouth obviously starting to hit some form now. They're going away to Palace, who they seem to be doing all right, not losing too many games, not conceding too many goals. But I don't know, that Bournemouth manager, he seems to have found some form with Bournemouth. So I think Bournemouth will nick this one 2-1.
Okay. 2-1. I've gone 3-1 Crystal Palace on this one, so I'm going to put you down for a 2-1 Bournemouth. But I think Palace are going to win this. I don't know. I've got this funny feeling that they're going to, sort of make a bit of a comeback. Right. Next match,
Fulham, Nottingham Forest.
Ooh, again another sort of interesting match, because Fulham haven't been doing that great, but then again I think they maybe. I'm going to go for a draw on this one, actually. I'm going to go for a draw. I'm going to go to... I
want to put Fulham down. I want to put Jimenez hat-trick just for my FPL. I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm trying shit. I do Fulham will win, though. I think Fulham will nick it again, 2-1, some one goal in it. It will be probably more than a 1-0. So, yeah, maybe 2-1. It can't see it being more than...
I'll put you down for a 2-1 on that one.
Yeah. I think maybe... You like to think the Silvers probably learned how they played against Liverpool, know that they can attack, and just say you're at home in front of your own crowds. Play without fear. Just play with the freedom of enjoying football and just go out there and have a go. So, yeah, 2-1.
2-1. I'll put you down for a 2-1. Right, next matchup.
Sheffield, Liverpool.
Oh, good grief, man. I'm going to go 4-1 Liverpool.
Yeah,
I'm going to go 4-1 Liverpool.
3-0, something like that, really. I can't see Sheffield scoring. They've really struggled to score for the past couple of games, really. Yeah. And if they have scored, it looks like you just think, where's that come from? So for me, Liverpool 3-0. If anything, I might captain Salah for this.
Yeah, that sounds like a good one, to be fair. Good shout on that one. But yeah, I think good. Liverpool, I think they're going to concede at least one, because that's what they do. But they're going to outscore them. There's no tomorrow, to be fair. So next matchup,
Villa City, Villa Park.
Oh, that's a good one. That is
versus Tiki-taka.
Versus
I don't know, what does he say?
What does he say?
What does he actually say? To be fair, he's really camera savvy and interview savvy. He kind of gets on and knows exactly what to say all the time. I remember when Mendy went to Hong Kong.
He's got that guys.
Well, Mendy went to Hong Kong or something. He went, Guardiola, how do you feel about Mendy going to Hong Kong? And he went to Monaco, and then he flew there and he came back and he went, fucking lucky guy, eh? Fucking hell. Hong Kong, Monaco, and play? Wow. Very lucky guy.
That's it.
That's the best way to handle it, rather than be like, I'll have words. You know what I mean? So yeah, he's really clever, Guardiola. So yeah, you put me on the spot first, you prick.
Okay, let me go first. I'm going to go first. I'm going to go 4-2 City.
No, I can't see that.
I'm going to go 4-2 City.
I genuinely think they're going to get beat. Excuse me, I need to cough. I'm still getting out of this flu, by the way, listeners. So if you've heard a couple of sniffs and a couple of I do apologise. Excuse me, 1 sec.
That's it. That's Rick coughing, by the way. We didn't just disappear. There he is.
I just coughed.
Gonna let the listeners know, man.
Kind of on that coffin phase now. Anyway, for me, I do think they'll get beat, and I think they're going to get beat 3-2 Villa.
3-2 Villa. That is that's.
I'm going to keep Haaland quiet. City, I don't know. They just don't seem to be doing very much. It's going to be an interesting in the battle. Who's the boy that you trying to buy? Douglas Luiz versus Rodri. Rodri, McGinn's a workhorse, bro. McGinn just doesn't seem to know when to stop. And Ollie Watkins is scoring goals. So you give Ollie Watkins chances, he'll score goals. So it's
That's why I put him down for a 2, for a 4-2. So yeah, I think you're right.
They'll concede.
I wouldn't be surprised.
I think this is a time where City will lose another game. If they don't lose this game, it's probably 2-2, 3-3, another huge draw. But yeah, Villa to win. Put me down for a Villa to win. I'm feeling bold.
I'll put you down for a Villa win. Next matchup?
United Chelsea.
God damn, it just gets even more interesting. It really does. Okay, well, since it's your team, I'm going to go first. Do you know what? I'm going to go with a 3-2 United. And I say that because those lucky... No, but wait though. Let me explain myself, right? Because those pricks, right, at United and Erik ten Fraud, yeah, I think they will have like a cheeky penalty that shouldn't have been called a penalty, but then it's like, yeah. So I think I'm going to go with a 3-2.
I can't be angry with you at that because that does tend to happen at Old Trafford. The fans seem to get on it and the referee crumbles. I really hope it's an experienced referee. The referee today was all right, to be fair, for Chelsea. Like Chelsea versus Brighton, he held its own. Yellow card when it was a yellow card, wasn't afraid to send players off and make tough decisions. Even though, because, usually when they get sent to the monitor, you're like, oh no, he's going to give the penalty. And today's the only time I haven't seen a penalty given when the referee goes to the monitor. So the referee needs to be up for the game, up for the occasion. I do think we will win. I think we will win quite comfortably. I think we're going to probably win 3-1.
Ooh, okay, 3-1. Hey, that's fair enough.
3-1. I think they're going to try and be physical, but I think we'll match their physicality. I know Conor Gallagher's not playing, but Cole Palmer can sit there. Bring Cole Palmer for Conor Gallagher and play with kind of Jackson, Mudryk, Palmer, Sterling as the front four, and then Enzo and what's the other guy? Caicedo. Same back four for me. I know Reece James will come back because he only misses one game, but played Diassi. Diassi didn't do anything wrong. So
leave him on. Yeah, leave him on. For sure. We'll wait and see for that one. That should be an interesting match. And right, next matchup.
Final 2 games: Everton versus Newcastle. Anthony Gordon coming home.
Okay, Everton, Newcastle. Do you know what? I don't think I'm going to put anything else down but a Newcastle win, and I think it's going to be like a 3-0 Newcastle.
Same. I'll be honest with you. Smash them. Everton's form at home has been awful. Away from home they've done all right, but at home they've done awful. But yeah, I think 2-0. You're
going to go 2-0 Newcastle?
Yeah, I think 2-0 Newcastle, yeah.
That's
and
then
the final game of whatever week we're on, Spurs versus West Ham.
I think unfortunately Spurs will actually win that one. So yeah, I'm gonna go with a. What am I gonna go with? That's a good question, isn't it? I'm gonna go with a Spurs 2-0.
Yeah, I think it'll be a bit more than that. I've got a feeling they're probably going to win 4-1.
4-1.
I think they're going to score goals in front of their crowd. I think they're going to try and entertain. It seems to be Ange's thing. He's not afraid, and I'm really proud of him for that in a sense. I'm not proud of him, but I really like the fact that no matter where he goes, he plays his game. He doesn't seem to fear anyone. Yeah. And that, for me, that's a marking of a great manager. Klopp does it. Guardiola does it. Mourinho used to do it, and then Mourinho started playing for 1-0s. But yeah, 4-1 for me. 4-1. I think they'll hammer. I think they'll slap them about West Ham.
Fair enough. Hey, that's a good shout. I can't fault you for that because Spurs have the capability of doing that.
Son can smash some goals, and so this FPL I can start making my way up the lead. Obviously, I've overtook two more to go.
Yeah,
and slowly make that way back.
You're going to make your way up for sure, mate, with those scores that you're getting. So. Yeah, well, do you know what, Rick? Do you have anything else you want to add for the...
I've got nothing, mate. No, that's pretty much it.
Do you want to send us out?
I think, I can send us out. I think, obviously, the listeners can expect another one coming out on Thursday, so we'll do a Wednesday night one if you're free after the games, maybe after the Chelsea Man United, and we can talk, because your team would have played, my team plays, and then we can have a discussion then. So, yeah, so thank you very much for listening.
Before you do send them out...
Somebody pulls the handbrake, bro. What do you do? Why'd you pull the handbrake like that? Like, I've lost an axle here.
Driving that box on the
Do
again.
you know what you remind me? Like, you remind me, there was that meme where somebody's driving and then, like, your mother or your grandma says, what does this button do now that the handbrakes are electronic, and just pulls the handbrake?
Got to do it. Just to let the listeners know that we are on Facebook now, and if they want to start following us on there, drop some comments, drop some questions. We are live on Facebook, and that's courtesy to our friends in the group who suggested it. So yeah, and
get on there, get active, start chatting. We will respond either to questions on pod, or we will chat shit back. You know what I mean? Chat shit all you like. We love it. We love interacting with people. So yeah, get on there. But yes, anything else before I send us out?
No, send us out, mate. Send us out.
Keep your hands together. Do not press any buttons. Right, everybody. Thank you very much for listening. We really appreciate your ear holes. We wish you all the very best, and we will catch you on the next one. Thank you. Good night. Bye. Or good day. Depends when you're listening to it. So yeah, but bye-bye.